Welcome to the Expert Talks by Kalkine TV, and today's guest is Mr. Eric Sutfin, top influencer for online business at SavvySME. And SavvySME is an online business marketplace that brings the best ideas and tools to thousands of businesses who've transformed into the digital mode. Establishing and succeeding a business in the digital world is tricky. So to help us understand the key strategies and planning needed in the area, we can employ businesses like SavvySME, and Mr. Eric Sutfin is a specialist on the subject and he'll guide us more. So bringing you live today, we have Mr. Eric Sutfin, the top influencer for online businesses. Welcome to the show, Eric.
Thank you for having me.
Well, we may as well make the most of our time together today and get started. So while strategizing for online business, how do you maintain the brand's unique identity and objectives? It's obviously not a cut and paste strategy that's used by SME.
No, it is a blend of an art and a science, and really it comes down to being able and the personality of the brand that you're wanting to represent. Just like our own character, we all are able to come across in different mechanisms to our friends, family, and those voices are able to translate through a brand as well. So understanding the goals and the personality, we can back into how can you convey that message and meet each audience where they're at. And that's the simple premise of marketing. Meet your customers where they're at and with a message that is going to resonate and identify with them.
Fantastic. Thank you for breaking that down in a nutshell for us. So in your opinion, Eric, what are the most optimum strategies for hotel marketing? We're seeing the reopening of many businesses in the travel sector, so this is obviously trending.
Yeah, globally, some are opening, others are shutting down. It is a very dynamic marketplace right now, but regardless of where you're at in that business cycle, the important on your customer base that you've already garnered influence, you've already gained loyalty and trust with is going to be critical. So social media, email, how do you provide offers and incentives to bring them in and influence a longer stay or bringing others with them to be able to increase their influence. So social media and leverage can be a great way to be able to have evergreen content and even use your customers as advocates to curate that on your behalf and further deepen that with their audience and their network.
Thank you for sharing your information there. So there are active and passive marketing strategies. How do they differ and how should brands employ these, please?
Sure. So we see these in our everyday life. Active being a push and passive being more of a pull strategy. From these are paid ads that are following you around. These are push targeting. They want exposure and visibility to garner your attention. Really then more passive and reactive SEO, where people are searching for content and actively seeking you out. That could also be a product, say on Amazon or any e-commerce outlet. These are more pull influences. You're using content to be able to then attract the customer on your behalf and create a dialogue, create an engagement with them. So both are needed and need to complement one another, but it is really understanding, again, your audience and how to leverage and meet them at each one of those customer touch points to influence and deepen that engagement.
And are you finding those big household brands having to work just as hard to create that brand image as the smaller businesses, especially in the hotel industry that you mentioned before?
Yeah, they are undoubtedly having to adapt, given not just kind of the policies and the healthcare considerations. Customer demands have changed as well. We're seeing the need for extended stays and remote working, and how do you have the accommodations and accessibility to serve this extended traveler? Like Airbnb, the first quarter of 2021, 26%, so over a quarter of their bookings were for 4 weeks or more. So the buying habits, people are wanting this type of experience to be able to travel still with others, and the hospitality industry is going to have to cater and tailor to that. So really understanding your customer, meeting them where they're at, not just online, but offline, and facilitating experiences is where we're seeing the hospitality industry having to react, to be proactive about sustainability measures and how do they communicate regional policies and information about healthcare. So the industry is being a little more forward thinking than I think it was pre-COVID, a little less reactive, which is nice.
Yes, I think those big hotel chains are kind of having to capitalize on their community and building those memberships and club class VIP treatment sort of packages to invite and entice customers to their establishments. Do you have anything to add on that type of marketing?
Yeah, that's the direction these brands are going. It's this cause marketing and influence where the values that the brand stands for, the community influence and philanthropies that they are supporting, aligns with the values and where I want to be putting my time and energy and money behind a brand. So from Patagonia to REI, taking Fridays off for Black Friday and the holidays, actually being an advocate for their employees and go adventure. You're seeing Lululemon and a bunch of companies follow suit in how do they align with a mission that complements that of their customer base. And so hotels undoubtedly are having to do the same. And there's a lot of ways that in the hospitality and tourism industry, they can do that. They can, align with local cleanup causes or education. There's really cool sustainable developments around agriculture that are going on to permeate into the rest of the community where they can give back. So we're seeing some really positive impacts actually as a result of COVID, where these bigger hotels are having to curate that community in more local and concentric ways.
Wow, thanks so much for sharing that. And funny you mentioned the Black Friday sales, because they can present to be a great opportunity for a shopping safari, for example, where people who live maybe far away from the city centres where all the discounted shops are, the best quality clothes, etc., they may all flock on a bus together to stay in a hotel together, to share the experience, to then go shopping together on their bus expeditions. That would be a great way to aggressively almost get a few businesses involved with the Black Friday sales. Have you seen that
Absolutely.
happen at all in your experience?
I think right now with COVID, the implications, every community is reacting to the situation differently. I think right now I'm seeing more businesses lean into technology and how they can be able to drive online sales and curate online community. We're finding even in the travel space, you're watching smart luggage companies look at launching a community where they are able to have active conversations amongst their travelers. So you're seeing this kind of bringing community together online. I'm excited to see how they do start to translate. How do they now bring that offline? Zero Remote is a company that we're watching evolve the remote working space that is looking to curate that online community and facilitate that, in-destination experience amongst travelers as well, which will be fun to watch evolve.
Awesome, thanks. We'll watch this space as well. So please talk about the marketing trends that you've observed in 2021. What will shape the future of the marketing industry in your opinion?
So technology has taken leaps and bounds over the last year. The metaverse and what Facebook is launching, augmented reality and virtual reality, now far transcend just the QR code and being able to pull up a menu and order food. We can have interactive experiences where walking around, we'll use a hotel, you could be able to use your phone and not just a QR code, but an icon or a logo that would populate a call to action, a video, a menu, a booking of an activity. You could be able to reserve, a timer or something like a cooking class, and that is going to be able to happen in real time. And so we're seeing not just that ability, but through Oculus and virtual reality, the ability for companies to employ really proactive engagement in the metaverse to show what an experience will be like, not only in the destination, but perhaps the suite that they're going to be looking to book. And you'll be able to, at home, see the landscape of where you're going and have it be like a 360 environment for you to be able to then know where you're going and have a more seamless experience with the staff and with the destination when you arrive.
You know what, the metaverse really does excite me. I think about 10 to 12 years ago, the prospect of smell-o-vision or interactive television sort of came up. But the metaverse, that's try before you buy, put to the limit basically. So that's going to be very exciting. So Eric, lastly, what are the strategic, technical and creative avenues that businesses should focus on while they transform?
Well, one of the things we've been talking about, the undermine of all this is an experience, right? Whether online or offline, brands are needing to lean into how do they create not only experiences for their customers, but for their employees. Undoubtedly, COVID has created a lot of impact in the workspace as well, and not just this hybrid environment of in-office and at home, but how are you facilitating a deeper engagement on both sides of that commercial landscape? So undoubtedly, we're seeing businesses take a step back in COVID and really re-engine their marketing strategies and tactics. We're seeing them really be competitive and collaborate across the industry to find innovative solutions where they can really serve and put the customers and their employees first.
Excellent. Thank you so much for sharing your passion for what you do with us today and also your insights. It's greatly appreciated.
Thank you for having me. You can find us on SavvySME and
yes,
we'll find you there.
SavvySME is your website?
SavvySME is the content provider here for the conversation around hospitality.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. And if you just joined us, we just had a very interesting discussion with Mr. Eric Sutfin, the top influencer for online business at SavvySME. And the full interview can be watched today at YouTube via Kalkine Media, so please check it out. But keep watching Kalkine for more expert talks, live market updates, and as we say, stay apprised and invest wise with Kalkine.